Think you're eating healthy? Think again. Some of the foods you trust the most, labeled as natural, low-fat, or even diabetic-friendly, might be silently spiking your blood sugar while you have no idea. You stick to your routine, make smart choices, and still wonder why your blood sugar isn't improving. The truth? Hidden sugar bombs are lurking in plain sight, disguised as health foods. In this video, we're revealing 5 surprising foods that seem healthy but could be wrecking your blood sugar control. If you're managing diabetes or simply trying to stay ahead of it, this is something you can't afford to miss. Number 5, granola. Granola is one of the most misleading health foods on the market. Health. It's often marketed as a wholesome, energy-boosting breakfast loaded with whole grains, nuts, and seeds. On the surface, it seems like the perfect choice for a diabetic-friendly diet. But dig a little deeper, and you'll find that most granola options are hiding a dangerous secret. They are packed with sugar and fast-digesting carbs. Let's break it down. A standard serving of granola is usually around half a cup, but most people pour much more into their bowls. Within that small amount, you'll often find 20 to 30 grams of carbohydrates, and a big chunk of that comes directly from added sugars, syrups, or sweetened dried fruits. Some granola brands even add honey, brown sugar, or molasses to make the mix taste better, but all of these ingredients spike your blood sugar quickly. Even the versions labeled low sugar or organic aren't necessarily safe. The problem is the glycemic impact. Granola is often toasted or baked, which strips away moisture and makes it highly concentrated. Without enough fiber to slow things down, those carbs hit your bloodstream fast. The result? An unexpected glucose surge, even if you have eaten a small portion. For diabetics, this can be a frustrating trap. You think you're choosing wisely, but your blood sugar tells a different story. And because granola is dense and calorie-rich, it's easy to overeat. Just a few extra spoonfuls can double the carb count before you realize it. What's worse is when granola is paired with flavored yogurt or sweetened milk, 2 more sources of hidden sugars. That combo turns your healthy breakfast into a blood sugar bomb. If you truly love granola, look for unsweetened varieties made with whole nuts, seeds, and minimal dried fruit. Better yet, make your own at home where you control the ingredients. Use a base of rolled oats, toss in some cinnamon, a few crushed almonds, and bake it lightly without adding sugar. That way, you still get the crunch and flavor without the spike. Granola may look like a healthy food, but for diabetics, it's a food that demands caution. Always read the label, measure your servings, and monitor your blood sugar after eating to see how it personally affects you. Just because something is sold in the health aisle doesn't mean it's healthy for you. Number 4, whole wheat bread. Whole wheat bread often gets a health halo. It's labeled as a smarter, more nutritious alternative to white bread, and for many people, it seems like a safe go-to. But if you're diabetic or watching your blood sugar, whole wheat bread might not be as friendly as it appears. Despite being made from whole grains, most commercial whole wheat breads are still highly processed. That processing strips away much of the fiber and structure your body needs to slow down digestion. As a result, whole wheat bread still lands high on the glycemic index, meaning it can raise your blood sugar quickly, sometimes nearly as fast as white bread. The issue isn't just the wheat itself, but how it's made. Many brands use enriched flours, sweeteners like molasses or honey, and dough conditioners that make the bread softer and more shelf-stable, but also more likely to cause glucose spikes. Even if the label says 100% whole wheat, don't be fooled. Look closer at the nutrition facts and ingredients list. What's even more deceptive is portion size. A single slice of whole wheat bread can contain 15 to 20 grams of carbs. But sandwiches? That's 2 slices, up to 40 grams of fast-digesting carbs before you even add anything else. If you're not pairing it with enough protein, fat, or fiber, that bread can send your blood sugar on a roller coaster. Some people tolerate whole wheat better than white bread, especially when it's made with minimal ingredients and is very high in fiber. But for most, it's still not ideal for daily consumption if blood sugar control is the goal. A smarter approach? Look for low-carb or sprouted grain breads with higher fiber content and no added sugars. Better yet, try open-faced sandwiches or wrap your fillings in lettuce, collard greens, or low-carb tortillas. These swaps can help you enjoy your favorite meals without the glucose hit. Whole wheat bread may sound healthy, but when it comes to diabetes, it's a sneaky offender that can quietly derail your progress. Always check the label, understand the portion, and test your response because everyone's blood sugar reacts differently. Number 3. Fruit smoothies. Fruit smoothies are one of the most deceptive items in a healthy diet. They seem like the perfect blend of vitamins, antioxidants, and natural sweetness, especially if you're throwing in berries, bananas, or even leafy greens. But if you're diabetic, smoothies can be a major blood sugar trap. Here's why. While fruits contain natural sugars like fructose, they also contain fiber that helps slow down sugar absorption. But when you blend fruit, especially in high quantities, that fiber gets broken down. What you're left with is a drink that behaves more like juice than whole fruit. The sugar rush hits your bloodstream fast and your blood glucose spikes before your body has a chance to process it properly. Many commercial or store-bought smoothies make things even worse. They often add fruit juice, honey, flavored yogurts, or sweetened almond milk, dramatically increasing the total sugar content. Some smoothies that claim to be all natural can have over 40 grams of sugar in one serving. That's more than a can of soda. Even homemade smoothies can be risky if you don't portion your fruits carefully or fail to balance them with protein, fat, or fiber. A banana, a handful of berries, some orange juice, and a dollop of sweetened yogurt might taste great, but for someone managing diabetes, that's a serious sugar bomb. So what's the solution? If you love smoothies, you don't have to give them up, but you do need to rethink how you make them. Choose low-sugar fruits like berries, use unsweetened almond milk or water as your base, and always add something to slow down the sugar absorption, like chia seeds, flax seeds, nut butter, or a scoop of protein powder. Keep your serving size in check, and test your blood sugar afterward to see how your body reacts. Fruit smoothies might look like a nutrient-packed choice, but without careful planning, they can send your blood sugar soaring. In the world of diabetes management, even the healthiest-looking foods deserve a second look. Number 2. Flavored yogurt. Flavored yogurt is often seen as a smart, healthy snack, rich in calcium, protein, and probiotics. But if you're managing diabetes, this seemingly innocent food can be a major blood sugar offender. The problem lies in the sugar content. Most flavored yogurts, even those labeled low-fat or light, are packed with added sugars, fruit syrups, or sweetened fruit puree. In fact, some single serving cups contain as much as 20-30 grams of sugar, rivaling the sugar content of a dessert. That's more than what's in a scoop of ice cream. The issue is worsened when manufacturers reduce fat to make the yogurt healthier. To maintain taste, they often add even more sugar. So, what seems like a good-for-you snack becomes a hidden sugar bomb that can spike your blood glucose quickly and dramatically. What's even trickier is the labeling. Words like chart, organic, natural, or fruit on the bottom don't mean sugar-free. Unless you check the nutrition label, you could be eating dessert disguised as a health food. For diabetics, this is dangerous. Consistently spiking your blood sugar with foods like flavored yogurt can make it harder to manage insulin sensitivity, increase cravings, and lead to energy crashes later in the day. If you enjoy yogurt, opt for plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt instead. It's lower in carbs, higher in protein, and free from added sugars. You can sweeten it naturally with a few fresh berries, cinnamon, or a touch of vanilla extract. That way, you control what goes in and how it affects your blood sugar. Flavored yogurt might look like a wholesome snack, but for those with diabetes, it's often worse than dessert. Always read the label and remember, not all yogurts are created equal. Number 1. Dried fruit. Dried fruit might seem like a quick, nutritious snack. It's fruit after all, right? But when it comes to blood sugar control, dried fruit can be one of the most misleading and dangerous, healthy choices for diabetics. Here's why. When fruit is dried, the water content is removed, leaving behind a small, dense, sugar-concentrated version of the original. A single cup of grapes turns into just a small handful of raisins, but the sugar content remains almost the same, sometimes even higher due to added sweeteners or preservatives. That means you can eat a large dose of sugar without even realizing it. For example, just a quarter cup of raisins contains over 25 grams of sugar. Dried apricots, cranberries, mangoes, and dates can be even worse. Many are coated in additional sugar to enhance flavor and shelf appeal. Even those labeled unsweetened are still naturally high in fructose, and without the fiber and water of fresh fruit to slow down absorption, that sugar hits your bloodstream fast. Another risk is how easy it is to overeat. With dried fruit, the volume is small, but the calorie and sugar load is massive. A few extra pieces can push you well beyond your daily carb limit without leaving you full or satisfied. If you enjoy dried fruit, moderation is key, and it's best paired with a source of protein or healthy fat to help blunt the glucose spike. Better still, opt for fresh, whole fruit with high water and fiber content like berries or apples. These give you the nutrients and sweetness you crave without the blood sugar crash. Dried fruit may be natural, but for diabetics, it's a concentrated sugar source that can quietly sabotage your blood sugar control. Always check portions, avoid added sugars, and when in doubt, choose the fresh version. Conclusion: just because something is labeled healthy doesn't mean it's friendly to your blood sugar. In fact, these 5 foods may be quietly sabotaging your efforts, especially if you're trying to manage diabetes effectively. That granola, whole wheat bread, smoothie, flavored yogurt, or dried fruit might look harmless, even beneficial, but hidden sugars, low fiber, and high glycemic impacts tell a different story. Be smart about labels, stay mindful of your portions, and choose foods that are high in fiber, low in added sugars, and as close to their natural form as possible. Which of these foods caught you off guard? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more real, science-backed diabetes content.